believe this app itself will really enhance the way that you do business. You have the entire research team working for you 24/7. Isn't that wonderful?
All right, very excited that today we have just launched the analytics. So with me is Garett here.
Okay.
Now,
awesome.
Garett, I know that over the past few weeks, you have been very busy together with the innovation team and also the UX UI team and the corporate marketing team in coming out with the analysis of what we are going to do for all our teammates. Now, at the same time, over the last few weeks or so, you also have worked very hard, okay, to coming out with a training program.
Yes.
Actually, I would say that the analytics sales, this trend analysis is so easy to use. Probably you don't need much training lah. But in fact, it's more like an introduction during that training, because some of the applications is like how you're going to lead your clients towards comparing different type of properties, isn't it?
Correct. Into different scenarios. I believe that, every one of you very experienced, but how do we make the app work for you? So in terms of explaining, using different scenarios and applying to it, I think that's very important. Of course, our app is very easy to use. It has a very simple interface, just like Grab, Carousel, anything, something like this. But in order for you to unlock its full potential, I will be going through with you how to use it based on the different scenarios that you face. There's really so much to share with you guys. Just 10 minutes over here will not do justice to this our Sales Plus app itself. So that's why, in terms of training wise, I really want you guys to invite your teammates, your colleagues down to actually get to learn firsthand on what is this about. Because I believe that this app itself will really enhance the way that you do business. There's really no other app like Sales Plus. As a matter of fact, what we are going to give you is all the database that you can have in the whole of Singapore. That means you'll be carrying the biggest database in your palms. And secondly, you have the entire research team working for you 24/7. Isn't that wonderful? Anytime you just log in and you will get and retrieve all the information that you actually need, all right, for your business itself.
So I think over the past few weeks, Garett and the business analysis team have actually sit down and talked through the pain points that agents face, isn't it?
Definitely.
So besides paying high fee of all the portals that you guys are subscribing to, what are the other pain points that agents have to go through that you actually address?
I think paying money is one thing, but the pain point is that imagine you are prospecting, you're meeting a customer. Okay, I believe every one of you has gone through this. Me, myself also. I can multitask very well. But when customer is talking to you, asking for information, you're logging into different portals to go and check information, and they're still asking this and that. The wife jump in, the son jump in, all that, asking questions. You are busy trying to retrieve all this information while presenting to your customer and trying to secure the listing. Isn't it troublesome? Correct, and it's like, wow, I cannot focus at all. So what we have done is to summarize everything into a page whereby the information of the property can be seen immediately. And with that information, you do not need to go to different portals to log in and retrieve extract information on the individual basis, and you can present it to the clients.
I actually say, for example, maybe you can give an example to everyone. What Sales Plus can do in terms of comparison.
So, for example, just let me go into this trends analysis. So today we'll be talking about that, and when you log in, you will be able to see 3 tabs below. Okay, you can't see it over here. So market trends, okay, trend analysis, and then property analysis over here. These 3 tabs over here. So mainly during the lessons, what I'll be teaching you is that under market trends, as you can see, it is a so-called overview, a macro view of what's happening in Singapore in the different market segments.
So by default, there is actually a display of what's happened in the last 2 years.
Yes. Correct. Default display of what's happening in the past 2 years. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of exclusive features over here, which I'm going to show you. So if they say we're looking at, they say HDB or non-landed, this is something my favorite.
This is non-landed, that is condo.
Correct, condo. So you will start from so-called, as you can see over the past 2 years, August 2020 to August 2022. So immediately you know what's happening in Singapore already, all right, based on so-called the non-landed itself. And from here you can do a selection. I will just pull up. As you can see over here, you'll be able to see your new sale, resale, sub-sale, or even the entire thing itself all in one. So it depends on what kind of information that you want to present to your clients. And based on the month that you've selected, from here until here, I can do a comparison, average per square feet, the so-called in terms of volume sold. So you know, when you're speaking to your client will be asking you, say, hey, based on last year and this year, how is it like? Is the market moving up or moving down itself, based on my district, based on so-called Singapore as a whole?
Hey, that's a good one. Actually, I have a friend who asked me, what happens after Ukraine war?
After Ukraine war, so what we have is this thing, our key exclusive feature is this thing called the World Key Events. As you can see, it's depicted based on so-called the blue dot over here. Okay, so when I click on this, right, okay, you can see over
that's
here.
From the cooling measure to the
yes,
Russia-Ukraine war.
Correct. So these are our historical points itself. So a lot of customers will be asking me, will be asking you also, hey, what happens after the cooling measure? In terms of volume, the sales drop or increase? In terms of per square feet, drop or increase? We'll be able to do a comparison.
So if you put a cooling measure all the way till now, what is the growth like?
Okay, if we put a cooling measure all the way from now, so from December, let me expand on this. Okay, so from December 2021 to July 2022. So you can see, just take a look at the bottom one, the bottom section, or the average per square feet in December 2021 is 1732. And in July 2022, it actually went up by 7.45%, 1861. Did the cooling measure affect the prices? Most likely not, no.
Yes, otherwise that growth is even double.
Correct.
So cooling measure have affect the price.
Probably.
In a way still grow, but lesser growth.
Yeah, but take a look at the sales volume itself. In December, 2218 in terms of sales volume, and then in July 2022 to 1995, the sales volume actually dropped. Correct? So these are the information and statistics that you can present to your clients.
It is only 2 years, right? Can you go all the way back to financial crisis
I can do
2008?
Definitely. But let me just point to you the information button itself. All right. So under cooling measure, so what actually happened? So when you tap on the information button, this is what you get. All the information based on the cooling measure will be shown to your clients. Because your clients will be asking, say, hey, cooling measure what? What will you be doing? I go and Google now. Correct? Every time it's about pulling information through a Safari, through your so-called Android. Am I right to say that? So it's very troublesome. As an agent, wow, the customer asked me something, I got to quickly go and check.
Okay, so can you show us what is the last 15 years?
Okay, last 15 years. So based on this step, I can click and select past 15 years.
Okay, you see, there's a lot of dots there.
Yes.
So the dots denote something, right?
Denote something. So what I can do, I can click on this cooling measure number 9. So immediately I can click and be able to see what's happening during cooling measure number 9. Now, if I move forward over here, what is this? Oh, cooling COVID-19. Okay, started January 2020. So customers will be also asking you, hey, when COVID started from January 2020 all the way until, let's say, now, so what is actually happening?
Hey, can I export this to my client?
Yes, definitely. So what you can do, there's an export button over here. All you need to do is to click on this thing called the export button, and immediately
is my face shown to my client?
Yes. Your face will be automatically pasted inside, and then your name, your destination, your CN number, and of course your handphone number.
Oh, isn't that a great tool for us to present to our clients?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, thank you. As a matter of fact, all reports that are generated via our so-called Sales Plus. Okay.
I'm very excited. I want to touch on your Sales Plus.
Can. Okay.
Okay, so now let me do something that is that I always like to do. For example, I do that trend analysis. Okay, so this trend analysis, I would like to look at HDB. All right, so I tap on HDB. Over the last 2 years, the flat type that my clients is interested is a 4-room flat. Okay, 4-room flat. But my client has this question. I would like to take a look at Punggol or Sengkang. So, which one over the last 2 years is better? Do you know? Punggol or Sengkang? So I tap into estate. So I look for Punggol, and I also look for Sengkang. Actually, I can choose up to 5. Okay, and then I generate So I'll be able to show my clients what is the trend of 4-room flats in Punggol and Sengkang over the last 2 years.
Okay, so over here, as you can see, 3-room flat prices and 4-room flat prices, what is the difference? From here, you'll be able to know and assess for yourself whether if I propose this to my client, whether are they price sensitive enough to accept, maybe I can actually push my client for a 4-room flat instead of 3-room flat. So these are the possibilities that you can, yeah, can really. Yeah, can really, done. So, I mean, these are some of the scenarios that I can quote you. Now, coming back, another so-called function that I am very excited about is this thing called property analysis. Now, property analysis, right, allows you to actually deep dive into a particular unit, especially when you're meeting a client. All right. So, for example, I am going to let's say a non-landed called, let's say Cocoa Palms. Okay, I like Cocoa Palms. Every time I push for Cocoa Palms. Training also, you will hear me talking about Cocoa Palms. Okay, 1206 units. Okay, over there. Immediately you'll be able to see. Okay, what's the so-called the entire landscape over there. And as I go down, you'll be able to see all the property details, including the site maps if we have it. If it's uploaded, okay, all the site maps are down there. So it's very useful for those doing TOP leasing, for those going there for the very first time. All this information is made readily and available for you. If not, where will you be going? You'll be asking Dr. Google, right? Everything go Google, Google, Google. Okay, it's a lot of like pulling of a lot of information, then you screenshot. Very troublesome. But through this app itself, one-stop solution, simplified interface, key in the address, immediately you will have all the information. Now, let me bring you down. In terms of location, you can see over here, okay? And then you have all the transaction summary. Now, this one very interesting. Today, if I'm down there, my customer asks me, so how far is it from here to the MRT station? What will you guys do? Same thing, you go to Google Maps, you go and find current location to Pasir Ris MRT station. Yes, you do that, right? Correct. Now, this is what you do. Everything I just go and look. So these are all my favorite apps, right? Or favorite portals. So immediately I click on transportation and my MRT, Pasir Ris MRT. I click on this 0.38 kilometers, and then I'll be able to see the road map over there, or if not, the satellite map. So I can straightaway show my tenants, my prospective tenants.
Well, what about school? I think a lot of our clients would like to know primary school.
Okay, primary schools. So what I can do is that I click on this thing called school. So it depends where you want to go. Let's say secondary school.
Primary.
Primary,
Yeah,
okay. Primary school. Elias Park Primary School. I click on this 0.28 kilometers away. Immediately, I'll be able to show my client where you should walk. Okay, where is the exact location? On top of that, let me show you this. Okay, we have other amenities, even like the supermarkets, healthcare, community center, hawker center, libraries, and even parks itself.
All right, I think that is on HDB and there's also HDB, right? Which one, the HDB?
Correct. There's also HDB. But before we go to HDB, I think there is another function that you guys will be very keen on using, and you will be always logging into Property Guru to go and check, okay, the prices. So what we are trying to do is to push all this information to you, and this thing is being just uploaded just last night. It is an enhancement. Okay, so let's take a look at sale. So when you go to sale, these are what you can see, all the past transactions. Now you have this button over here called compare. So when you go to a particular development, compare over here, over that side. Okay, when you go to a particular development, what happens? The customer will be asking you, Cocoa Palm against the other condos in Pasir Ris, or Cocoa Palm against all the condos, all the developments in so-called Pasir Ris itself. So when I click on this compare button, this will appear, and I can do an immediate comparison. So Cocoa Palms, for example, I want to compare versus D18 condo only. Okay, and I click on this, immediately I'll be able to see how is my pricing compared to the rest of the condominium in Pasir Ris itself. Isn't this fantastic?
Actually, there's some more things we show you about landed property.
Yes,
because,
okay, landed property.
Whatever you see in land inspector is all presented.
Oh yes, okay, landed property. Let's take a look. Okay, Queen. Okay, another one of my favorite properties.
Okay.
One Queen
last
Estate.
one.
Last one. Okay, last one. Really last one. Sorry, last one. If not, all cannot go back. Okay, Queen Estate. Okay, so let's take a look over here. you will have all the planning decisions all being shown to you immediately. Key in the address, you have it over here. Same thing you can do at export. If you want to export, I can do this. Or if not, I can go to Street View.
Wow, this is evolutionary. Look at street views.
Correct.
You can actually see the whole street of Queen Anne Street. What are the what are the transaction prices?
What
in
are
the
the transaction
past?
prices?
And
Everything
how
is
long
being
they
shown
hold
down
that property?
Yes, correct. So dimensions you can see over here. Now, if I move along 1 Queen Street Gardens to 2, 3, 4, 5, immediately I can click on it and it will show the different so-called landed properties over here. I can even click on the SSD.
Okay, 搞了。
Okay, I need to promote that.
Very exciting,
I need to
exciting,
promote
no?
that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Garett. I give him a warmest applause.